On tonight's show, he is a Upstate Sports Desk, CBS 6 anchor. It's Jason Lewis. So, Jason, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So, let's just plug Upstate Sports Edge before we continue on with the show. So, where can all the fans tune in and watch it weekdays?
Well, it's on the CW15 Monday through Friday at 10:30, and it's Upstate Sports Edge, and it's a show dedicated to all local high school, college, professional, semi-professional sports. It's a great show if you haven't caught it yet.
Okay, let's get right into the Super Bowl as it is approaching us pretty quickly now. So, who do you have in the Super Bowl this weekend? I have the Panthers.
I think the Panthers definitely have a good chance, and I would say they're definitely the favorite going in. But I wouldn't rule out the Broncos just yet. You know, most people are thinking of it as Manning versus Cam Newton. But I feel like the real storyline here is more the defenses. I feel like that defense who makes the big play is pretty much going to determine this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So, do you see Peyton Manning retiring no matter what at the end of the season?
I definitely think he will. Obviously, he won't say that. And I don't know if you heard during media day, he joked around when somebody asked him if this was his last rodeo, and he said, "Oh, when I said that to Belichick, I was referring to, my cowboy hat, my boots, and my lasso, like actual rodeo." But I think what it comes down to at the end of the day, whether he wins or loses, he probably will be done. Just if you look at his career, this was definitely the worst year of his career, health-wise, performance-wise, even earlier in the season. And for a quarterback to have those kind of stats and have that kind of year to be in the Super Bowl was pretty crazy and impressive in and of itself. So the fact that he has this opportunity to go out on top, kind of like John Elway did to his boss, I think if he won especially, he definitely won't be back.
Another thing that is approaching us quickly here is the baseball season. So who do you think will be the most improved team this season coming out of the offseason?
Improved team, it's definitely interesting. I feel like it's a little bit early to say specific teams and how they're going to do it with spring training coming up. But I definitely think for our local teams, there's some exciting times to be had. You know, the Mets are coming off an incredible run a year ago. They have an incredible pitching staff. If they can stay healthy, that'll be good.
Yeah.
And, other than losing Murphy, they pretty much have most of that team back. As for the Yankees, I think they have something to be exciting about with their bullpen and their closers and stuff like that because, their starters really only have to get 5 innings in, and then you could go to the bullpen, and there's a lot of exciting pitchers in there, like years past.
So you mentioned the Mets. So do you think the Mets will finish what they started at the end of last season?
I think the biggest thing is health-wise. If all their pitchers could stay healthy, if David Wright can stay healthy, there's definitely a good chance. Losing Murphy is definitely going to hurt, but the fact that they were able to get Cespedes back and stuff like that, I think will be huge for them coming into this season.
Do you see Chapman being suspended this season or no?
I think it was already said that the charges were dropped against him. So with that being said, I don't think that there will be any discipline, which that's huge for the Yankees.
Yes.
When they got him not knowing what was going to happen. They got him thinking, he might not be there for the first 50 games of the season, but if they could get a full year out of him, that will be huge for them. Like I said before, with how stacked that bullpen is.
Okay, at the beginning of the show, we mentioned Upstate Sports Edge, and you were an anchor there. So, what is the hardest part of doing that show?
It's pretty much, just every day is different. We come in trying to plan exactly what we're going to have, but things break, things happen, and that's the most interesting part of it, I would say. When we come in thinking that this is what our rundown is going to look like, by the end of the day, it could be completely different. But it's just, I would say, a fun thing. I mean, think about it. You love sports. We all love sports. And the fact that we get to do sports for a living, getting to go to games, getting to watch games, getting to talk to these athletes just makes it that much more exciting. And filling time is sometimes tough, but for doing it with something that you love so much, you can't really say that maybe hard is not the right word, but it's definitely an off time regardless.
How would you like to see this show improve in the next few months or in the next year?
I mean, I definitely think we have a great foundation, and that's the biggest thing is having that good foundation. We have a good way we try to bring a live interview on every single day. We try to do something fun in the C block. And in the A block, we get the games, the stories, and those kind of things. I would love to see us, continue to do those kind of things and maybe get some more feature-y kind of stories in there. And we're trying to do that again by bringing back our personal bests from years past.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jason, and let's plug Upstate Sports Edge where people can watch it and find it online on Twitter. Where can they watch it?
So it's the CW15 on Monday through Friday at 10:30. You can find out any information you need to know at CBS6 Sports. And actually tonight we definitely have an awesome guest on, Tay Fisher, who used to play basketball for Siena.
Oh, wow.
He was there during the Fred McCaffrey years.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated in 2008 when they beat Vanderbilt in the NCAA tournament. He is now a Globetrotter.
Oh, wow.
Going by Firefly. And he's our guest tonight, and Brittany even hits the court with him, so it's definitely something to look forward to.
Okay. Okay, Jason, thank you for coming on this Sports Fusion episode.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Yep.